morning, children. Today we are going to start our new lesson, combustion and flame. So in this lesson we are going to study what is meant by combustion and factors required for combustion, and how can we control the fires, flame, and different zones of flame, so etc. About this we are going to study. First, let's see combustion. What is meant by combustion? Combustion is a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat. Some substances may also give light along with heat during combustion. So first, combustion is a chemical process. It is not a physical process. Okay, combustion is a chemical process in which substance reacts with oxygen. Okay, so I am having here book. This is the book. Okay, this book is substance. When this substance reacts with oxygen and it forms or it gives out heat and light also. Some substances will give light, some substances will not give light, but heat is produced, sure. That process known as combustion. Then combustible substance. Which kind of substances are known as combustible substances? A substance which can undergo combustion is called combustible substance. A combustible substance is also called a fuel, and this fuel can be either liquid, solid, or gas also. Then coming to another term, non-combustible substance. So combustible substance means the substance which can undergo combustion is called combustible substance. Non-combustible substance means a substance which cannot undergo combustion is called a non-combustible substance. Factors required for combustion. What are the factors required for combustion? So factors required for combustion is a combustible substance, oxygen. Next, ignition temperature. What is meant by ignition temperature? Ignition temperature is the minimum temperature at which combustion starts in a substance is called ignition temperature of that substance. That means, see, now I am having this pencil. Okay, when I bring the flame, fire near fire, or when I keep this pencil in the fire, initially this pencil will not catch the fire. After some time, slowly it will catch the fire. What is the reason? Means, so this substance is not able to catch the fire at any temperature. When the temperature reached to the high, when at which temperature does this pencil catches the fire, that temperature we are calling as ignition temperature. Here pencil means I am telling us example, but in terms when we say, we will say that the minimum temperature at which combustion starts is known as ignition temperature. Inflammable substance. What is meant by inflammable substance? Is a substance which has very low ignition temperature and catch fire is called inflammable substance. Examples of inflammable substances is petrol, alcohol, etc. Fire control. How can we control fire? Is fire is highly useful for human beings. There is no doubt in that. Okay, in different ways we are using fire, but fire is useful to us. Which kind of fire? Means that fire should be controlled fire. Okay, so if you see in our homes, when we are cooking fire, when we are using firewood cooking for process cooking, we require controlled fire only. Okay, we don't want very heavy fire or very low fire, like that we don't want some amount which is controlled amount. That fire is beneficial to us. Uncontrolled fire can be devastating for us. Fire can be controlled by removing any or all of the factors of combustion. That is, what are the factors required for combustion is the fuel, oxygen, and ignition temperature. So if we are removing any of this or all these factors, we can stop the fire. The burning substance or fuel cannot be removed in most of the cases of fire. Okay, see here this pencil is under fire, is fire, okay, is on fire. Now this substance, this pencil is fuel, okay. If this fuel is not there, which one will undergo fire? So we cannot remove this fuel. There are different methods can be utilized to cut off the supply of air. That means to stop the contact between air and that fire. There are different ways are there, okay. If a suitable substance is poured over the burning material, it can reduce temperature and even bring down the temperature below its ignition temperature. Once if ignition temperature is not reached, means it cannot catch the fire, okay. Some common fire extinguishers is water. Water is the most often used fire extinguisher. It helps in bringing down the temperature. When water is poured over a burning material, then steam is created due to heat. The layer of steam cuts off air supply. Thus water helps in putting off fire. So this is water as the fire extinguisher. Now coming to what are the drawbacks in using the fire. Water cannot be used for fire because of oil. Oil is higher than water, okay. See, in case of water, oil cases, okay, when oil catches fire, in that cases we cannot use the water's fire extinguisher. Why? Means oil is heavier than the water. That means if you mix both oil and water, what will happen? Water will settle down on the top of the water, oil will be settled. Why we are sprinkling water? Means to cut off the contact between air and fire, to put off the fire. So this water should be above the fire. But in this case, which substance is on fire? Means it is oil. Now oil will be above the water, so the contact between oil and, that means that fire and air, it is not cut off, so it will undergo on fire only. That is why water is not used. When water is poured over fire, oil comes on top and continues to burn. Water should not be used for fire because of short circuit also. In case of short circuit also, we cannot use this water, because we know that normal water is good conductor of electricity because it contains many salts. This increases the risk of electric shock for firefighters. Next, blanket. So this is water as fire extinguisher. Next is blanket as fire extinguisher. If fire is at all a small scale, then a blanket can be very useful for controlling the fire. When the burning object is covered with blanket, it helps in cutting off oxygen supply. This helps in putting off fire. Our next extinguisher is carbon dioxide. This is the best fire extinguisher. Carbon dioxide creates a blanket over fire and cuts off air supply because of it is heavier than air. Carbon dioxide expands quickly and brings down the temperature. This helps in putting off fire. For fire extinguisher fire, carbon dioxide can be supplied in any of the following ways. So what are the ways is? Carbon dioxide is stored in pressurized cylinder and can be released through a nozzle. In soda acid, fire extinguisher, carbon dioxide is evolved because of reaction between soda and acid. Baking soda. So what is the chemical name of baking soda? Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate or potassium bicarbonate powder is sprayed on burning substance. The powder makes carbon dioxide because of heat. Now coming to types of combustion. Till now we studied combustion. So what are the types of combustion? Types of combustion. The types of combustion is rapid combustion. So what is rapid combustion? When combustion happens at a faster rate, it is called rapid combustion. And examples is petrol and gas show rapid combustion. Our next type of combustion is spontaneous combustion. So what is spontaneous combustion is? When combustion starts on its own without any apparent cause. So we no need of applying any of the reason, or we no need of applying any of the external cause. So this combustion will start by its own. Such type of combustion is known as expansion. Such type of combustion is known as spontaneous combustion. Example is coal dust in coal mines can start burning on its own. Forest fires is spontaneous in most of the cases. explosion. Another method is not method, another type is explosion. So what is explosion is when combustion reaction is so sudden that it releases a large amount of heat, light and sound, it is called explosion. So next is flame. Flame is the visible and gaseous part of fire. When vapor of a substance undergoes combustion, it results in flame. Only those substances which vaporize on burning produce flame. If a substance does not get vaporized, it does not produce flame. So see what is flame means. One substance is on fire, okay? So from outside physically, which one we are seeing, which one we are able to see, that gaseous part of fire is known as flame. When vapor of substance undergoes combustion, it results flame. Only those substances, that means now I am having what to say. Okay, see, wood is there. Okay, this wood, if it is able to vaporize, only such substances will undergo fire, or only such substances will produce flame. Only such substances will produce flame. If the substance is not able to vaporize, that substance cannot produce flame. And coming to this flame, if we see, it contains three zones will be there. That is, first one is outer zone, middle zone and inner zone. Okay, if you see the flame, it contains three zones will be there. Okay, outer zone, this zone is blue in color. It is the hottest part of the flame because of complete combustion takes place in this zone. And if we see the goldsmith, okay, he will use which zone of the flame means it is outer zone because it is the hottest part in the flame. Next zone is middle zone. So this zone is yellow and orange in color. This zone is moderately hot because partial combustion takes place in this zone. Next part is inner zone. Okay, so this inner zone, this zone is dark in color. This is the outmost part of the flame because not outmost, innermost. Okay, coolest part. Okay, this zone is the dark in color. This is the coolest part of the flame because no combustion takes place in this zone. Characteristics. Okay, see, example is not example. See, I am showing the structure. Now this total is flame. Okay, this part, it is the outermost part of the flame, and here complete combustion will take place. This is the outer zone of the flame, and this one will be blue in color. It is the hottest part of the flame. Next part, middle one. Okay, this is outer zone. This one is middle zone. Okay, this is the middle zone of the flame, and here partial combustion will take place, and this middle zone will be yellow and orange in color. And outer zone, it is hottest part. Middle zone will be the moderately hot. Now coming to after middle zone, inner zone. Okay, it is dark colored, and it is here no combustion will take place, and it is the least hottest part in the flame. Okay, now understood. Now coming to characteristics of a good fuel. Okay, what are the characteristics of good fuel is, this fuel, it should be readily available, it should be cheap, it should burn easily in air, it burns at moderate rate, it produces a large amount of heat, it does not leave behind any undesirable substances. There is probably no fuel which can be considered as the ideal fuel. Okay, see, if it is having all these characters, that means that fuel should be readily available, it should be cheap, it should burn easily in air, it should burn, that means it should burn in moderate rate, it should produce large amount of heat, when it burn it should not leave any undesirable substances. If it follows all this, or if it is having all these characters, such type of fuel will be considered as the ideal fuel. Probably there is no fuel which can be considered as the ideal fuel. Fuel efficiency. what is fuel efficiency is, calorific value gives the measure of the fuel efficiency. That means now I am having some amount of fuel. When it burns, it will produce some amount of heat. So the amount of heat produced is known as the fuel efficiency of that fuel. That means when we burn or when combustion takes place of 1 kg of fuel, the amount of heat produced is known as the calorific value of that fuel, and it is expressed in kilojoule per kilogram, that is kJ by kg. Harms of burning of fuel. What are the harms of burning of fuel is, burning of carbon fuels, that is like wood, coal, petroleum, results in release of unburned carbon particles in air. These particles cause respiratory diseases like asthma. Burning of most of fuels release carbon monoxide. It is a poisonous gas even at low concentrations. Hence, coal should not be burnt in a closed room. Burning of most fuels results in release of carbon dioxide in atmosphere. Higher level of carbon dioxide in atmosphere causes global warming. Burning of coal and diesel results in release of sulfur dioxide in air. Burning of petrol produces oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of sulfur and nitrogen mix with rainwater to cause acid rain. Acid rain is harmful for living beings, buildings, and for monuments. And this is the completion of our lesson, combustion and flame. So what we learned in this lesson is, we learned process combustion. Okay. So what is, once again I am reminding, combustion. What is combustion is, it is a chemical process in which fuel reacts with oxygen and produces heat and light. Next we learn types of combustions: rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion, explosion. And we learn different zones of flame. Okay, different zones of flame: outer zone, middle zone, inner zone. And fuel efficiency, characters of ideal fuel, and harmfulness of this burning of the fuels. So about this we learned in this lesson. Okay, and I am having one doubt. What is that doubt is, so rusting is also combustion, we know that. Not combustion, rusting is also burning of the fuel. Then digestion is also that. Can we call rusting as combustion or not? Rusting is not combustion, because here in case of rusting, substance is reacting with oxygen and new substance also formed. That means it is chemical change only. But here light is not produced, heat is not produced, especially heat is not produced. Okay, so iron when reacts with oxygen it produced rust, but it is not producing the heat. That's why it is not combustion. So thank you. This is the completion of the lesson.